seconds.
Wow.
You can wait through that, right? It's the Cinemaniacs program coming to you on this fine Monday evening. What is this? March 3rd. It's March.
We're in March already. It's the first Monday of the month. I just got an email notification. We're live on YouTube. Look at that.
Nice.
We're also on Facebook and Twitch.
Fantastic.
Find us at, you already know where we are. I don't have to tell you where to find us.
Night. Time to talk movies with friends.
It is a double feature.
Double feature. Come on. I mean, who doesn't love to talk about a double feature? You know? And these are movies I think most people who have any sense of pop culture familiarity are pretty aware of and down with. So I feel like even if you haven't watched the movies recently, you can still join the conversation. Actually, content. So join us right down there, EriDanLive.com.
And from Facebook, Dave Gensel, who's also going to be here in a second. He could have just said this out loud. But Daredevil, Born Again, starts tomorrow.
Well, I'm gonna go set my TiVo right now.
All right. Speaking of that, these were Adam's movies.
These are Adam's movies.
Yeah.
Adam's drivers.
Yep.
No, Adam picked two animated movies, which kind of surprised me a little bit.
Yeah,
Why
I was just going for something more lighthearted. That's all.
I appreciate after the heaviness that has been Night of the Museum, The Muppets, Fantastic Mr. Fox, and The Hudsucker Proxy.
You know,
we have had some heavy movies. Training Day,
you know, I'm just saying, like, you know,
The Training Day was heavier than this for sure.
So animated movies, How to Train Your Dragon, and the Super Mario Brothers movie, not the 1995 classic, but the 2023 animated short. No, that was completely snubbed at the 2024 Oscars. So
we do have a crew. If you want to join us, go to EriDanLive.com. It brings you right to this little thing here through StreamYard. I don't know why my hand is doing all that extra stuff.
Yeah.
But we have, look at this. We have Gobber.
Look at all these people.
Hold on. Wait. There we go. Let's see everybody's name. Brian. And Scott eating an apple.
The green room is brimming.
The birthday boy.
Is it your birthday again? Happy International Ear Care Day, Scott.
Thank you.
How are your ears?
Wow.
What?
Huh?
Wax on? No. So why, Adam? Why? Or which movie do you want to talk about first? Do you want to talk about Dragon or Mario first?
I don't care. You pick. I'll let you pick.
I'm going to say let's talk about Mario first. We'll go unchronologically.
Okay.
Mario first. 2023 Super Mario Brothers, with the charming Chris Pratt, one of the Chris's,
Quite.
another animated role. Anybody's first time seeing this movie? Oh, Brian, excellent. That's fun.
Yeah.
So Adam, any reason specifically besides just that it's fun and light?
I grew up on Nintendo and I grew up on Mario, and so when the movie came out, I went to go see it and took my kids to go see it, and I liked it a lot. I mean, it's not, I guess if you're not familiar with Nintendo, you might not get some of the like references in the movie, but other than that, it's just a fun movie. I mean, it's not serious. I mean, yeah, there's not much plot-wise, but I mean, it's just, I don't know. I like it a lot. Like I said, it's just nostalgia for me mainly, but it was a pretty good movie too.
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, I loved it the first time. I thought it was cinematic genius. No, I thought I mean, my kids were a little concerned when they heard it was going to be Chris Pratt, and
it's a me, a Mario.
Well, I didn't mind Chris Pratt as Mario. Charlie Day as Luigi didn't really work for me. And I don't know whether that was his voice or the lines they gave him, because he was always scared and yelling. So it just was.
They really, yeah. I don't know. Luigi just was like so scared all the time.
Although that's somewhat keeping, they have, Luigi doing his ghost hunting routine in the games. That's sort of one of his traits.
I guess. Yeah.
I get that, but it just. I didn't hate that aspect of it. I just didn't think his verse. after all the fuss, I had no problem with Chris Pratt's voice at all.
Yes.
But I did find Charlie Day a little bit.
And I think they did the right thing to sideline Luigi through the majority of the movie.
Well, I mean, that's how it is in most of the video games. He's not even in.
Exactly.
He's a secondary character in most of the video games, except for Luigi's Mansion.
Right.
And so, you know.
Well, they had to make this game movie series get ready for a new generation too. So having the Princess and Another Castle being the other Mario brother is actually a good twist, I guess.
How about blowing in the cartridge? I mean, how many people don't even get that reference?
Right?
Well, I like how
I got it.
they had a Jumpman game in the restaurant, which was cool.
I did like at the beginning though that they totally get around the whole like Mario and Luigi are supposed to be Italians with an Italian accent when they do the commercial at the beginning, and they're doing Italian voices, and then once the commercial's over, they go back to their regular voices, and they're like, "Do you think that accent worked?" You know, so it's kind of cool how they.
I thought that was well done.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Woohoo!
It's
Yeah.
me, Mario.
If that had been the voice throughout the whole movie, it would have gotten really annoying.
Oh,
Well, yeah, because then people complain, oh, they didn't use a real Italian person to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of liked how obnoxiously New York the cartoon voices were, though.
Yeah, I thought the starting in the regular world in New York, and then going to the Mushroom Kingdom, that worked for me. I thought it all works for me, right? Like there's a lot of references in there. I think I probably got 76% of them, right? Like I know there was stuff that I didn't get. My kids, hardcore Mario fanatics, definitely caught on more than I did. But it's one of those movies you don't have to get all the references. You know, the ones you get are enjoyable, but there's still just a lot of fun to be had. You know.
So this was my second viewing. I saw it in the theater.
Yep.
And really enjoyed it. Saw it on TV. I still liked it. It didn't hold up as much, and I think part of that was because the theater experience on a big screen, because of all the color and everything coming at you and the whole palette of it, worked better on a big screen.
I do agree with that. It is a great movie to see on the.
Yes. Yeah, I geeked out when they got the Mario Karts and they were on Rainbow Road and all that stuff. I totally geeked out on that.
Peaches.
I loved the opening so much with the penguins. I was sold at that point. Like the penguins come out and they just like get wrecked. It was wonderful.
Throwing the snowballs.
Kind of a shame that the only credible voice actor played the penguin. The penguin. Everybody else is like.
Well, they should have had Danny DeVito playing the penguin.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
Danny
usually
DeVito
not.
playing Mario.
Now for me, Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong does take me out of the movie a little bit because it sounds so much like Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
I don't really care for this movie. It's a movie for little kids. You go in there, you watch a bunch of big explosions, and you have a good time. It's not really a movie you watch.
It was.
I don't agree. I think I will watch it again right now.
Adam,
Wow.
you don't watch it for the plot. I mean, you can summarize this movie in about 3 sentences.
Sure.
Mario.
Mario.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah, but they also-
Taylor Joy, who's been just crushing it for the past 3 years, right? Taking time out for a big paycheck, I'm sure.
But they also did the right thing too, where they kept it pretty short, like an hour and a half. I mean, they didn't try to stretch it out or anything like that. It was,
I did like the Yoshi tease at the end.
Yeah, I was like, Yoshi didn't like. He needed to be in it more.
No, they got to save that. They got
Yeah.
something for the next movie.
Well, all right, okay, and I mean,
Your Yoshi fix. There's going to be 8 more movies.
Assuming they making money. Yep.
And I'm not.
Yeah.
You guys know I'm not the biggest Jack Black fan, but at least in this movie, he's not really
Jack Black.
He's not really over the top, Other than the Peaches song, which I can't stand. I mean, he's not like going super like over, dramatic, acting, whatever, being stupid thing.
No, I think he was perfectly cast.
I had no problem with Jack Black in this. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I played Peaches out a couple of times when DJ.
Yeah, but Bowser only has 4 fingers on each hand. How does he play the piano so well?
Talk to the sand monster from Dune. How does he play piano so well? There's an Oscar joke for you. Just
Practice.
Yeah, and the guy,
Mario.
the guy who
Yep.
the guy who originally did the Mario voices for the video games, he plays Mario's dad in the movie too. So that's cool.
That's cool.
Because a lot of people, when they announced the movie coming out, they thought he was going to be the voice, and when he wasn't, people were like pissed off because they're like, well, "How can you not have the original Mario voice playing Mario in the movie?" And then they put him in the movie as Mario's dad, and I think he might also be the guy in the arcade that makes the Mario sounds or whatever. Yeah.
I wanted to watch the live action like directly after this.
Oh,
I can't find it anywhere. It's a train wreck, but that's why it's funny. But I can't find it anywhere. I really can't.
Yeah, it might not be playing anywhere right now.
I don't think it is.
And usually,
Every
if it is
time I
playing
search for it-
somewhere, it's like not good.
Not.
Yeah, I mean,
You're on TNT or TBS with 800,000 commercials.
yeah, this
Yeah.
movie just works better as an animated movie. Like I don't think
Wonderful.
I have some good news for you, Brian. It's on
You
Internet Archive.
Oh, there you go.
There you
What's
go.
Internet Archive?
Being culturally
It's in the
significant.
chat.
There for freezies.
Okay.
It has to be preserved for the ages.
Maybe that'll be next week's movie.
We can't forget that they made this, along with everything.
I know.
else.
We can.
Try.
I don't.
It's all right. The Acolyte's going to go the same way as that movie.
I haven't seen that, but I don't know if it would be as funny as this.
I will
no.
also say that I think, even though again I do enjoy the Super Mario Brothers movie, it as part of a double feature with How to Train Your Dragon, it has trouble keeping up. Let's put it that way.
Oh, I knew that. I knew the movie was probably going to be polarizing for some people just because, it's,
Oh, it's a thumbs up for me. I enjoy it.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
I'm saying like, as far as like, I didn't know if some people wouldn't enjoy it because they're not like, Nintendo fans or if they just didn't like the movie. Like they were like, oh, it's,
don't have any heart.
what's that?
They just
kinda
don't have heart.
It's like comparing a Safeway cupcake to a Gordon Ramsay burger. Like, I wouldn't say they're both good for you, but
You donkey!
I just like food. You know? That's all.
Dinner.
Night. Brian likes food.
Yes.
we need to give Eric a fidget spinner. He keeps throwing his pen in the air.
That is his fidget
I
spinner.
don't think I have fidget spinners around me.
This is a
Show
guy
me.
who works at home, and you can tell.
I really liked this double feature though. Like I had a rough end of the week, and then I watched these movies, and they were just so awesome and happy. I loved it.
So next
Yeah.
week we'll have
You
Brazil.
made Brian's weekend.
It did. I was,
It's better.
yeah.
I just love how Mario hates mushrooms, and then when he starts training,
Yes.
he's like, you have to eat a mushroom.
He's like throwing up and stuff. Oh, it's so good.
There are no stakes. There are no right. There's no like you're not like at the edge of your street, like oh my gosh, It's like no, but this is just fun. This is just silly, Like
I mean, it wasn't really. I mean, it made a ton of money, but like, I was looking earlier, like the critics score, I think was like only like a 57 on Rotten Tomatoes. It
What's
wasn't.
interesting is that the critic score and the audience score are flipped. So the audience gives it a 95, the critics give it a 59.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Because the critics had to sit through the other movies that this studio has made, like the Minions movie and the Grinch movie.
It is
And Hop.
impressive that this is by Illuminations, because honestly, I didn't have a lot of faith that they were going to do good by it,
Yeah.
It feels like they actually put 7 years of planning into this, and everything else that they were making was just kind of getting by and proving what they were worth. which was not a lot apparently.
I think it paid off though.
We'll see how the second movie does.
Well, that's the thing. I'm trying to find because I thought, well, I'll go look in IMDb and see when the Yoshi movie's coming out. I don't see any sign of it.
They've already announced. So they did. They already announced they did a Nintendo Direct a while back, and I'm gonna mess his name up. What's his name? Miyamoto.
Miyazaki?
Yeah, he came out and said that they already announced the date for the next Mario Brothers movie is gonna be like in 2026.
Yeah, April 3rd, 2026.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet.
Get your tickets now.
I was a little sad during the movie that not Yoshi, Luigi was just so kind of. I mean, I wouldn't say useless, but sort of.
Well, but that's sort of keeping with his video game character.
But
You know,
I always played him.
He's like trembling the whole game, and shining the flash.
No, like I'm talking like Super Mario Brothers 3. I played Luigi. My sister played Mario when we played through it. Yeah. No, I played Luigi. So
in the early games, he was just a palette swap. Basically you take Mario, you
Yeah,
make
yeah.
Luigi.
Yeah.
It wasn't until they started having more intense games that they started developing his own character, which is more or less what is reflected in the movie.
I mean, it was pretty cool how they did a little kind of a nod to Luigi's Mansion, though. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I love when the skeleton just like rises back up.
Yeah.
Oh man, so good.
I still wish they could have just done a beat 'em up Bowser game where you're just Bowser beating up all the mushroom soldiers. Like Mario on steroids.
There is a game. It's for the goodness. It's on Switch, but I think it originally came out on either the Wii or Wii U. It's called Bowser's Revenge, where you get to play as Bowser.
I swear to God, if you were about to say Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, I was gonna be like,
No,
come on, it doesn't count.
No, it's a game called Bowser's Revenge.
Nice.
Bowser's Revenge.
Yeah, it's
I've
part
heard
of
of that.
I think it was part of Super Mario 3D.
Sweet.
Bowser's
Okay, I missed it. If they threw turnips, did they throw turnips
No.
at all?
No.
Okay.
No, turnips are going to be the Legend of Zelda thing, which apparently they're also doing.
Oh, are they? Well, no, like in one of the games, you like pick them up from the ground, and you like maybe it was radishes. I don't know.
It was Mario Brothers 2, Super Mario Brothers 2.
I'd so much rather have Studio Ghibli do a Legend of Zelda movie than frickin' Illumination.
People probably will get mad. Yeah.
You're such a weird.
It's a video game movie. Why am I getting upset? It's not even worth it.
Yeah, that's the other thing, right?
Yep.
But it is Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
So.
They did do Tears of the Kingdom, which is just Breath of the Wild 2.0.
Well, any other
right.
comments? Thumbs up, thumbs
I will watch it again. Yeah.
All I have to say is I love how my camera point of view looks like it's looking up at Adam's camera's point of view.
Oh, I got you.
Like Adam's looking down at me and I'm looking up at him.
There, is that better?
That's wonderful.
Hi!
Wow.
You look like Jack Black's biggest fan.
Dave, you down there?
Oh no. Oh man.
Features.
Oh, no, we lost
Sorry,
Dave.
Hagrid.
Dave, no longer with us.
I'm
Dave's
here.
with us.
All right, so thumbs up, thumbs down. Let's do this. Oh yeah, come on.
Oh yeah.
Come
Yeah, for sure.
on. Scott on the fence. You got to go one way or the other. You can't go in the middle, Scott. Oh, there it is. Wow.
Oh, you really
Five.
don't like it?
No.
5 out of 6.
Woo, there it is.
I don't love it. I mean, I'm in the middle if I could be. I mean, I'm probably about there. I don't think I'll ever watch it again.
No middle.
Oh, I will. This is so good.
But nonetheless, no middle. There's no middle. You got to choose a side. Are you going, Dan? Did you go? Are you going up or down?
I went up.
All right, you went up. All right.
A tepid thumbs up.
Yes.
Wow. I got to see the preview for the live action of our next movie, and it's 2010.
I've seen it. Yeah.
How to Train Your Dragon.
The preview makes it seem so unnecessary.
Yeah, that's what I was
Right after you watch the animated, it's like, oh my gosh, this is practically shot for shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you expect to see Vince Vaughn in it.
Yeah.
I do like though that they brought back Gerard Butler, though Stoke. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know.
I love this movie. It's a great movie. I just couldn't get over the whole movie how much of a jerk Hickup's father is. I'm like,
Oh, yes, for sure.
It's a metaphor.
he does not deserve a redemption arc. He deserves to die.
Oh, you did.
For
Oh,
the evil dragon at the end.
Okay, but who would win, Hiccup's father or Beowulf?
I blame it on his wife's breastplate being too tight for his head.
Maybe that's the problem. Or the fact that he named his son Hiccup. Let's go there.
Yeah.
I'm going to mock you your entire life until you... Oh, wait, you can actually save the village? Hey, you're pretty cool. Everything's okay now between us. That's not cool.
Yeah, he was
Summarizes most
not
dads.
a nice man.
I'm like, too late. Too late, Dad. I'm out.
Actually, I have a dragon. Screw you. Eat him.
It's your own problem. Save your own village, old man.
Yeah.
We're going to be progressive with
He
giant
wasn't
animals.
that bad. We've seen worse fathers than
I mean, we see the same character relationship in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, but they don't make his father that much of a jerk.
Well, he's a
Well,
fight.
yeah, but also, his
Yeah,
father
I
also
know.
his wife and a bunch of friends killed. So, it makes you a little jaded.
Eh, eh. Yeah, so he deserved to die. That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
Spoiler alert.
Some people haven't seen this movie, Eric.
Spoiler alert.
I think we have a 14-year-old mematory. That's wrong.
Moratorium on
Moratorium, thank
spoiler
you.
alerts.
Or whatever you got. If you haven't seen it in the last 14 years, you're probably not gonna.
Let's say this. If you haven't seen it, you have a movie that's coming out that's probably going to be a shot-for-shot remake.
And maybe in the live action, maybe he does die.
What's the rating on this movie? I want to know how he's going to die.
I tell you what, for me, Craig Ferguson steals this movie. He is so funny.
He is
There-
excellent.
There's a sentence you'll
Which-
never hear again.
Which
What's
one
that?
is he?
He's Gobber.
That Craig Ferguson
Ferguson.
steals this movie.
Yeah, he's Gobber. Well, I don't know. Have you ever seen The Big Tease? The movie where he plays a hairdresser?
Oh, I have not seen that.
It ain't great.
Is it like Cabin Boy? No, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'll go on record. As saying his late night talk show is probably easily top 3 ever. Like his
Oh,
talk
that's
show
brilliant.
is great. Like I'd take his talk show today over any talk show that's on right now.
Yeah, me too.
He was awesome.
He was so unpredictable.
I would take Johnny Carson.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like
Here we go.
I mean, for me, it's Carson, Letterman, and then probably Craig Ferguson because I didn't think Leno was funny at all. I couldn't stand Leno.
I have never been a Leno fan. I liked Conan in small doses.
Oh, Conan too, yeah.
Conan did a good job on the Oscars.
I
Yep.
really like the Chevy Chase. No, sorry. Chevy Chase.
Leno.
Or Pat Sajak.
Hey, look at that.
I mean, I can't really make fun of Leno because Dan's actually been a guest on the show.
When Pat
Sam,
Sajak had Melissa
I would
Joan-
call that a guest.
I should have wished you a happy National Ear Care Day.
There you go.
Oh my god! It still works!
It still works. Doesn't work with the in-ear monitors, though.
I will say
Here
one
we
thing
go. I
about
had to
this
find
movie.
it. November 20th of last year.
Oh boy, oh
Let's
boy, oh boy.
It's too much glare. Went to see Craig Ferguson on the Pants on Fire tour.
Whoa.
The Where's Pants
Wow.
on Fire.
Do we have a ticket drop thing?
I think that's our 3rd time seeing him. He's definitely the comedian we've seen the most.
Dang.
That's right. They didn't come to see me.
I will say one nice video game thing about this movie. Anyone here played Hogwarts Legacy?
Yes,
I have. Yes.
I have.
So you guys know the song that plays when you tame the grap horn?
Yes.
It's literally the test flight song from this movie.
Is it?
Play them back to back when you get on the grap horn. That big epic music plays. It's the exact same intro as the test flight scene. Da 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 da. It's
All right.
freaking hilarious.
All right then.
I hadn't seen this in so long. I totally forgot that they're really, I mean, kind of, sort of, but there's really not a villain in this movie. I mean, there is at the end, but it's not even really like a major villain.
Eric would disagree.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Eric would say
Really?
that Stoic was the villain.
Well, kind of, but I mean,
Kind of.
The
Well,
patriarchy was the villain. It wasn't
Oh.
his dad. It was the patriarchy.
Oh my.
But the casting was
Gravity was the villain in this movie.
even though there were definitely characters with recognizable voices. Craig Ferguson being the most obvious example. Gerard Butler, you could clearly, Jay Baruchel. It never took me out of the movie. The way you said, for example, that Jack Black occasionally did, or not Jack Black, excuse me, Seth Rogen did in
Seth
Mario
Rogen
Brothers.
definitely took me out. He's just like, it's, Donkey Kong doesn't want to get high all the time.
At least you never had him laugh, the Seth Rogen laugh.
That's true.
But this is an excellent movie. I think this is top drawer animation. Not only the quality of the animation, the quality of the story,
The music.
the
Well, I think-
combination of humor and drama. It's just masterfully made. It really is.
I mean, I think this is probably, as far as DreamWorks animation goes, probably their best movie. I think.
Say top 3 for me is probably Shrek, How to Train Your Dragon, and the second Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah.
That's an interesting list.
I don't know. I mean, Despicable Me is certainly excellent too.
Well, that's true.
That's not DreamWorks.
Now, I will say,
Illumination. That's the Mario Brothers.
huge spoiler if you haven't seen the movie. But I remember when I first saw this in the theater, I was very disturbed about what happens to Hiccup at the end of the movie. That really shocked me because, you get real stakes, right?
Yeah.
Like, there actually is real stakes. Something bad actually can happen to a major character.
Just like how in real life bad things can happen to you and that you can't change or walk back from. And literally, and kids need to learn that.
And Gobber telling people after the dragon had eaten his hand, and must have spread the word around of how delicious I am. Because then,
But they did handle it well, though. They didn't they were like, oh my God, his leg's missing. They were just pretty subtle about it. And then he gets out of bed and he's got a, fake leg. And you're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
well, his leg's gone.
And now disabled kids everywhere have a movie that they'll want to see over and over
and
again.
it's also an analog with Toothless, who has lost part of his tail.
Yeah. That's why it worked. It worked so well like that. Yeah, for sure. Like what Scott was just saying, disabled kid. Do you if you have scoliosis, do you want to see the Hunchback? I don't personally. But I'd be okay with.
The Hunchback had more than one problem.
Somebody take the shovel away from Brian.
No, listen. All right.
Don't watch the stage musical version of Hunchback. You're gonna get
Doubling
into it.
down. Digging down. It's fine.
No, listen. All right.
You're okay. You're okay.
He's like, look, if you're ugly like the Elephant Man, you don't want to watch the Elephant Man.
If you're bald, you really want to go see The King and I? Come on.
I did find it kind of ironic.
What African American doesn't want to see the jazz singer? I mean,
I guess I should have worded better. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Brian. We're
No,
being
it was
jerks.
perfect. It was absolutely
It was. You're making
spot
it
on. All right, what were you going to say to try to save this conversation?
Oh, no, I was going to say, the part
I
where,
can't.
the part where
There's nothing I
You're
can
done.
say.
You're done, Brian. Adam has something to say.
No, I was saying the part
I'm-
where he goes, he's trying to tame Hiccup, where he's doing the thing with the hand on top of his head. I'm watching. I'm like, did Jurassic, did the Jurassic World
Yes.
movies lift that from How to Train Your Dragon?
Yes.
Probably.
The whole idea of making the dragons have mannerisms of dogs and cats
Yeah.
Clearly, the chasing the light around, the way, just the pushing the nozzle against the hand. Clearly, that works incredibly well to get you to feel like you know who these dragons are in a very short period of time. It's a great shortcut.
Yeah.
And it's got a good message, but it's not heavy-handed. It doesn't beat you over the head with it.
It's just
Don't
beautiful
be
and
mean to
gorgeous
your
to look
kid.
at.
I was
Eric, what do
looking
you
at.
think is the good?
Yeah, you go. You have a question for Eric.
What do you think is the best DreamWorks movie?
Ooh, DreamWorks.
Because you gave my list like a
I need a list of DreamWorks movies.
or DreamWorks animation.
It's like the Shrek movies, Kung Fu Panda movies.
Here we go. We've got
Madagascar.
Prince of Egypt, Road to El Dorado, Chicken Run.
Okay,
Chicken
Prince
Run
of
being-
Egypt should be up there. I completely forgot about that one.
Josephine King, Shrek, Sinbad, Shrek 2, the Madagascar. So they did the Wallace and Gromit Curse of the Were-Rabbit too. So they were doing some stuff with that. So the
Jeez.
Aardman sort of factors in.
Wow.
Oh, but they did B movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
You like jazz?
what's the deal with bees?
I finished
I
number
mean,
one.
come on.
I didn't get canceled.
I will say this is definitely one of the top couple.
For
It is.
sure. Yeah.
Well, they also did Trolls, which is going to be divisive, but some people love it.
I enjoy Trolls. Yeah, I think
I will say a solid 1 or 2 for me. Probably a number 2 for me is Puss in Boots: The Last Duel.
I was just going to
That
say
movie is gorgeous.
That was a good movie, yeah.
Fantastic.
The homage to
I think Shrek is up there though. Like Scott was right for that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I will say, if you compare something like DreamWorks' list of movies to, now admitted Pixar has been a bit tarnished in recent years, but they have, Boss Baby. DreamWorks has some amazing movies and some absolute garbage movies.
Hey, Boss Baby did pretty well.
I mean,
I didn't say it didn't do well. I said it's a terrible movie.
Pixar made Cars 2.
Underpants.
And
They
Cars
did indeed
3.
make Cars 2. That was the first misstep.
And Cars 3.
And The Good Dinosaur.
Hey, that was a
And
cute
Plane.
movie.
Yeah. Yeah, The Good Dinosaur is mediocre. It's not bad.
Yeah, that's a cute
It's
mediocre
unbearably forgettable.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Now you're
Well, I think the first Shrek is great, and then they just fall off.
I will
after
give
that.
you $5, Brian, if you can name the villain from The Good Dinosaur.
I never even watched that.
Mother
Didn't know it was a thing.
nature.
It's Arlo. Isn't the kid's name Arlo in the movie? The
I said the
caveman?
villain's name.
No, I know that. I don't know the villain's name.
We're not
Yeah.
talking about the dinosaur. What's that dinosaur one that I watched when I was a kid?
Land Before
Littlefoot.
Time?
Yes, that.
Yeah.
We're not
no.
talking.
Oh
one's-
yeah, I forgot Pixar also made the really bad Buzz Lightyear movie.
Although that was direct to video. So it's a little.
No,
It was direct to
No,
streaming.
that was the theatrical release.
talking about
He's talking
Lightyear with
Chris Evans.
Evans.
Chris Evans is Lightyear, Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
I didn't watch that either. Yeah.
It's not good. It's sad.
I mean, lots of people were saying it was bad.
It was an
Eric just did.
That
Huh?
movie killed the twist villain. Like, no. Just no.
So on a
Well,
side,
the thing
on a
that
side-
no studio seems to be able to do right now is to quit while they're ahead.
well, that's what I was about to say. On a side note, is
I mean,
anyone-
because it's money, right?
I know, because you had Toy Story, which was massive. Toy Story 2, even more massive. Toy Story 3, great. Toy Story 4, I know Eric feels it's unnecessary, and I don't disagree with him. It's still a very good movie.
I don't even remember what
Eric,
happened in
high
3.
five. I have no idea why they made a 4th movie. I have no idea why they're making a 5th movie.
Eric has made a strong
I'm
opinion.
actually happy they're making a 5th because I think 4 was not good, and I think 3 ended perfectly. I think they stuck the landing so well with 3, they should have walked away. They
Okay,
should've-
Eric.
Perfect.
I'm going to say a completely different franchise that has exactly the same commentary. Indiana Jones. They're making a 5th because the 4th was bad. The 3rd ended perfectly, so the 5th one's going to be great.
Yeah, the trouble with that
I
is
would say it's
the
gonna be-
analogy doesn't completely hold because the second movie wasn't that good.
Of what? What?
Well, this is why you see people with 9 kids and it's 8 boys and a girl, or 8 girls and a boy, because they're going to do one more.
That last one really sucked.
Oh no.
No, they're going for what they.
It's got
I feel
Yeah.
a bit about John Wick. John Wick 4 has to be the ending. If you've watched the John Wick movies, 4 has to be the ending.
It's not.
And they're making a 5th one. And it
They're
makes
making
no sense whatsoever.
Well, the best part of that was your voice had a little glitch when you said 4, and you sounded like you were auto-tuned. I don't know if anybody else heard that. It was 4.
And they're doing movies from the John Wick universe.
I know.
Ballerina.
You can try to get away with that if you make them divorced enough from the character. But
Can we just have a movie about people actually being ballet dancers? Why do they always have to be a spy? Like Jennifer Lawrence, Scarlett Johansson, now this.
It's all we know about Russians.
Come on, it's the Red Sparrow. Come on.
They dance and they spy. That's all we know. And they invade. But besides that, we don't know.
So is anybody as upset as some people are about this whole Shrek 5 thing where it looks like they redesigned the characters or whatever? Or
So
I haven't paid any attention.
Yeah,
we've gone off a tangent. It's like thumbs up for How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh well, yeah.
I only have 2 thumbs, otherwise I'd put up more.
I would put up 2 if it wasn't holding my tablet.
I think we're unanimous. First unanimous.
It is.
First 100 movies.
Yeah, it is.
Look at that.
Practically perfect in every way.
And
Well, there's some history. The Vikings, they didn't wear the horn helmets.
True.
Brian.
And there weren't dragons either.
I was willing to, overlook that though, because it's
You're
a
saying
wonderful
this you're saying this to Scott, whose brother's name is Thor, and who went to North Kitsap High School, home of the Vikings. So Scott,
And he's always horny.
I'm Swedish.
And you're Swedish.
Oh, I have no comment on that.
And I coached at North Kitsap when we had the horns, and I'm like, that's not correct.
It's not.
And I will say that the second and third movie are they're not as great as the first one, but they're really, really good. All 3 movies are really good.
It'd be better if he had his legs. No, I'm kidding.
Well,
if he was dealing with the trauma of his father dying, that would be a much better.
That's awful.
Wow.
I was thinking the same thing though. That's why I'm laughing about it. I really didn't like the dad.
One final thing.
Like the dad. That doesn't mean he should die.
That's what Shrek 5 needs. They should kill Shrek.
Oh no.
Hey, Mike Myers did a good visual of Elon on SNL.
He did indeed. We'll get
But
to
his
that.
voice, his voice was a little too Austin Powers. But I just want to say in the trivia of this movie, there's a drawing closely resembling the flux capacitor
Nice.
on Hiccup's design board, and it has 147 thumbs up in the trivia. So I thought that would be interesting. It's my second 147 I've seen today. So
It's a sign.
that's all.
That's a stretch. No, it's great. It's is everybody gonna be here next week?
I will
Wait.
hopefully be here, but I can't guarantee it. So why don't you take me off?
I'll be here.
I will be here because I'll be staying at the airport getting ready for an overnight flight to Atlanta.
Oh boy, you're increasing my chances of picking a bad movie.
No, I'll be here.
No, it's
I'll
entirely up to you whether you pick a bad movie, Scott.
All right.
Okay, you're fair.
Eric and I are going to pick the same movie, so really there's only 2 chances here.
I
3
might have
chances.
changed my mind.
Oh, all right.
That might have passed.
Wait, is this
No.
collusion?
Let's go. Let's go.
Not collusion.
No!
That's me, isn't it?
Brian.
Brian gets the pick.
Wow.
Oh, gross.
Whole list.
Oh. Wow,
So,
that was exhausting.
The 2 people who had colluded and the person who threatened us with a bad movie come up short, as they should.
See how that works?
See how letting the fates decide is the right way to go with
Well, that
it?
was super
What
close.
kind of movie do we want to watch? I have like a list, a big list.
And they
choose?
say
watch?
Just find something that A, you want to talk about, and B, that's available somewhere to watch.
And
Yeah,
preferably see that you've actually seen already.
And while you
All
do,
of them. Wait,
I think the wheel's watching our stream.
yeah, all of them.
Somebody is.
One I haven't seen in a very, very long time though.
All right.
I got horror, I got kung fu, I got sci-fi.
you get to pick.
This is why you won the wheel.
I need help.
No, we don't get the help.
That's not
No,
how
no,
this
we're wrong,
works,
Tom.
Brian. You win the right to choose, darn it.
You win.
And
You win. Good day, sir.
You choose.
you're king for a day.
Good day.
Take
Sci-fi.
the time. All right.
Ah,
Go
I
with
know. I
sci-fi.
just got that too in my ear.
It's really not that loud.
You guys.
Now you've done it.
Well, they were then.
Well, we don't have
You
like
don't have-
any.
What?
Our Audio Technica awesome headphones on, so you don't understand.
I don't understand. To be honest, I
It's
really
just all on the left.
don't. 'Cause it's the same volume as everything else.
Here,
Well, it's not that loud to me either.
you balanced.
That was not me. That was me. Okay.
All right.
Oh,
All right, so Brian,
Nice.
That was
which
the
movie
beginning.
annoy Eric the most?
All right.
I will find out where you live.
Oh, anybody watch anything I want to recommend?
I want something I don't recommend.
Brian, tell us about what you would like to recommend to the folks at home.
There's 3 o'clock.
I haven't finished the pilot, but it's so far it's pretty good. Dan recommended it to me, The Travelers.
Oh, God. it's
I
the
haven't
best.
finished it yet, but it's really good. I didn't agree with how they started off with like a bunch of deaths, but I think it's going to make sense later.
It all makes sense.
Yeah,
They're all going to die anyway.
it's like super good so far. So I'm really loving it.
I mean, obviously,
Where would we find The Travelers if we wanted to watch?
Travelers
Netflix.
is on Netflix.
Netflix.
Oh,
Will from Will and Grace is the main star. Eric McCormack.
oh. I tried to get into that. It did not work.
I thought you watched it.
No, I watched the first half of the first episode and lost interest.
You know why? That obviously Severance has been taking up a lot of my time.
If you had taken that stance with Seinfeld, you'd have never watched one of the best sitcoms.
Yeah,
And
I could see how you would do that though. Like you started and you're like, this show is about nothing.
not. This is
the pilot was
how
horrible.
good The Travelers is. It's not science.
I still die on that hill. I don't think Seinfeld's that great. But
How many episodes have you seen?
I've seen the one. I've seen probably, I don't know, like 20 or 30. I mean, I've
Okay.
seen like the ones that like like if you're flipping the channels and it's on TBS or whatever, I'll watch it. But I mean, there's a like the Chinese restaurant one was pretty funny. And the
$50. I'll put my face in her soup and blow.
what's the one? The one with the contest. That one was really funny. The contest, but I just think I don't know. I'm not a fan of his. I think the supporting characters are way funnier than he is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's designed that way.
Yeah, but I just don't-
George is the man.
Kramer
Yeah.
and all the
George
side
and Newman,
characters.
sort of, yeah.
Newman, Putty, Jay Peterman. There's
I mean,
so
I
many
do-
side
I do-
characters.
I do enjoy Curb though. I think Curb's great.
I mean, George's parents are great.
George's parents, Jerry's parents,
Everybody's a little crazy.
Uncle Leo.
I get
Hello.
what you mean, though, Adam. I could never figure out why anybody cared one iota about Friends. I just think it's a bad show.
Oh
But there are
God,
people who view it as their top show of all time.
I love Friends.
I think Friends
yeah,
is a great show.
that's a problem.
There's a girl in one of my group chats.
It was the
Yeah.
quintessential show of that time. I'm not saying it holds up.
Lots of people watched it, that's for sure. But I
Yeah.
like other ones in that time period.
That show
And
raised
lots
my
of people watch Two
expectations.
Broke Girls, too. It doesn't make it a good show.
Speaking of which, I have started my second rewatch of 2025. I already did my elementary rewatch. I have decided, oh wait, I can't share that file type. Hold on. Apparently, I have gone back to the year 2000 to a James Cameron classic,
Okay.
Oh,
a
no.
dystopian 2019 future.
Dark Angel.
It
No.
is Dark Angel.
Dark Angel.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jessica.
I wonder why you went to that.
Why
All
would
right.
anyone watch this?
Wait.
I mean,
It's
I haven't seen it.
Midriff.
it's so bad. It's fabulous.
I'm so glad they got
Well,
the
then-
leftovers for the Matrix
Where do I
Revolution.
see this?
Huh?
Where do I see this?
You come to my house and come over.
In Eric's
I
dreams.
I have the DVD in the far back part of my closet.
Eric's Plex server.
I do have a Plex server, but I also have the DVDs. I do legitimately own the Dark Angel series on DVD.
Wow.
All right.
Did anybody start or watch the new Netflix show Zero Day with Robert De Niro playing Biden
No.
and Angela Bassett playing? It's a cool, interesting sci-fi political 6 episodes. It's pretty quick. It's fun. It's an interesting movie. Or
I'll say
show.
something not to watch.
Now, my legit recommendation. Yeah, it's going to be Night Agent season 2. It is.
Oh, that's out.
It's out and it's on and it's good, and you should watch it. If
I honestly
if you
believe-
watch season 1, get on that. It's
Shane?
on Netflix and it's really good.
Shane Gillis's opening monologue on SNL may be the worst opening monologue in the last 20 years.
Maybe ever.
Awful.
That was a horrible opening monologue because that was like open mic comedy. That wasn't even good
Exactly,
comedy.
Amateur, exactly. He was up there going, "Hey, how about Gulf of America, huh? Greenland." That's the kind of humor he was doing. It was terrible.
Wow.
Yeah. I know you're kind of a liberal crowd, but
Man, it was terrible.
I've been listening to the audiobook about Lorne Michaels and how he became who he is and how the show started, and they're up to like year 4 of the show. If you ever have you want to read, I know we're recommending shows, but
Recommend anything. I don't care if you recommend a sushi recipe.
okay, first you get the rice.
You cut up some fish.
No, but it's called Lauren. It is by Susan. What's her name? Hold on.
Susan Day,
Great.
No.
Laura Partridge. No.
So Susan Morrison, and it's called Lauren, the Man Who Invented Saturday Night Live. I've got 10 hours and 17 minutes left in the book. It's fantastic. Although the only negative I have to the audiobook on Audible is the woman who is doing it is not the author, and she's trying to do voices. So she says she quotes Paul McCartney, and she kind of goes British. And whenever she does Lauren, she tries to do his accent a little bit. It's Dr. Evil. And she mispronounces things like Bernie Brillstein. The first time she said his name, she said Brillstein. And she was talking about davening, Jews, how they daven. And she said davening. Just little things. It's like, there's got to be an editor that's got to say, no, that's not how you pronounce that.
Yeah, quality control.
Yeah.
Definitely need that.
But the book itself, the story, unbelievable. And you think you've heard it all before. And I'm going back and watching some of the old episodes now. It's amazing, that show. The fact that it's still on 50 years later is unbelievable. And also the way it got its name. Like, I never thought of it. They had, all the shows are day part shows. They had Today Show, they had the Tonight Show, then they started the Tomorrow Show, and this is going to be the Saturday Show. And it's going, okay, let's call it Saturday Night. And they couldn't call it Saturday Night Live because ABC already had a show with Howard Cosell called Saturday Night Live.
Huh.
That show failed, and they gave them the rights to use the name.
And then came Fridays.
I mean, for me,
And
personally,
Friday night videos.
I mean, personally, it's Saturday Night Live's lost its luster for me. I mean, I don't.
Well, but you kids that are in high school, it's the best show. Like that's
Yeah,
it's
I
always
get it.
when you were in high school. That's your best. When you first started watching it, that's the best crew to most people.
I just don't think some of the people on the show are very strong as far as comedy goes.
This
That's
is
my-
not the best cast, but this is not
No.
a bad cast. They've had years when they were actually bad, and they came really close to not surviving.
Yeah.
The Dick Ebersol years, but they this is a cast that's very uneven. There are some very funny. I think that Heidi Gardner is very good.
Yeah, but I
And
think they overuse her.
They do. They tend to
Because-
overuse her because she's the best. I mean, Chloe Fineman's good too. They have some decent. They really miss Kate McKinnon though. She carried a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And A.D. Bryant too while she was there.
Well, I have a recommendation.
Oh,
If-
yes.
Please.
I know there's a couple people here that don't like the super uppity poetry kind of shows or movies, but I rewatched something that I haven't seen in a long time. It's called In and of Itself. It's a live recording of a magician
I've watched
show on
Yeah.
Hulu.
Yeah.
If you guys like stories and shows about self-discovery, you like magic tricks, you like
the full name is actually Derek Delgadio's In and of Itself.
thank you. If you like theater, it's a really good show. I watched it 4 years ago, and I just fell in love with that ending immediately.
It's incredibly well done, though it loses a little bit of its luster when you know enough about magic and audience work to know how some of the stuff happens. But it is still
Totally.
extremely well done.
Absolutely. Believe in magic again, unless you know how it works.
If you watch too much Fool Us, you're not going to enjoy it.
Yes, if Penn and Teller came out and said, "All right, this is what you did."
Well, I watched the new season of Full Us did start it, and I just started the first episode of the season and watched just the first act. It was one of those ones where, I know how this happened. I know how they did this one. They're not going to fool Penn and Teller with this.
Fool Day.
I was waiting for Eric to recommend Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I have never watched.
Oh,
I've
no way. Wait, no.
ever.
I will recommend Buffy. Come on.
Ugh.
You still
Come
gotta pick-
on.
The movie or the TV series?
Uh,
or both?
I haven't seen the movie, actually.
Uh,
I watched the TV show. I was,
Next week, I will be recommending The Ghost Whisperer with Jennifer Love Hewitt.
ugh.
Little House
Okay.
on the Prairie.
although, as the seasons go, they're not as good. Like, the first season of Buffy is better. I think I have it. The
Yeah.
movie, by the way. I don't know if everybody's gonna like it, but I think it's fun.
No trolls.
No, not that. No, I was going. I had a bunch of '80s movies on my
Wow.
list, which is pretty
Nice.
cool. I didn't know. Yeah. Anyway, Big Trouble in Little China.
Ooh,
Awesome.
Ah.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's really fun.
Oh,
And-
God.
I have never seen that. I don't even think that's on my Plex.
Oh,
It is-
Eric.
it is pure pulp.
If you
from
love
beginning to end.
zits, you're gonna love the end of this movie.
It's a
It's-
John Carpenter movie. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I believe it's on Amazon. I think.
Let's
Kurt
see.
It just
Russell,
got-
Kim
came
Cattrall.
Certainly looks like it's on Amazon Prime.
Well,
Yeah.
speaking of Seinfeld and the Chinese restaurant episode, James Hong, who is the maitre d' on that episode. Seinfeld, party 4. Yep. 5-10 minutes. I'm doing an accent. You're not supposed to. He's in this movie.
You're Jewish. You're okay.
All right.
This movie is a quintessential John Carpenter movie.
It is
Absolutely.
absolutely pure Pulp Fiction. It is much more than the movie Pulp Fiction is. It is pure Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And the practical effects are really fun. So
Spoilers.
It's on Amazon Prime, so there you go.
yeah.
I've never seen this.
When Pulp
you
Fest
might not like it, but I think you will. Maybe we'll see.
if my
If you
name
like
comes
Kung
up,
Fu Hustle, you'll like this.
if my name comes
Yeah.
up in August time frame when Pulp Fest is every year, I'm definitely going to pick a pulpy movie. And this was one of the ones on my short list. So
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, I mean, I had some other ones. Like, I mean, we haven't watched Terminator yet, so that was on my list. But
How are
I
the
just really want
in this movie?
to watch this one.
I'm
I'll
excited
be back.
to see this. I'm thinking great.
I did watch.
Yeah.
I did watch in kind of in remembrance of Gene Hackman. I did watch Unforgiven again, which is I'm not a Western fan at all, but that movie is chef's kiss. It's
I've
so
never
good.
seen that.
That is-
Anybody
that
want
is a great movie.
to share favorite Gene Hackman performance?
My
Oh,
only complaint
Hoosiers.
with it is a little too stylized. It is clearly trying to be a great Western instead of just being a great Western, but it still manages to be a great Western.
Yeah, it's a great movie. Actually, my favorite role of his, believe it or not, is Lex Luthor. Period. I love him as Lex Luthor.
Oh man,
Yeah,
cannot
I was.
see it.
I had to look up who he was. I've heard the name, but I have trouble with names and faces. But yeah, he's in like.
I mean,
Gene Hackman. I mean,
he's
French
the old
Connection.
man in Young Frankenstein.
come on, he was in Heartbreakers with Jennifer Love Hewitt.
There was a
No, for me-
quote. There was a quote from Bill Murray this past week after he passed, from when they were making the Royal Tenenbaums together, saying that, yeah, he loved working with Hackman, but Hackman was a massive pain in the butt because I think the way Murray put it was really old great actors. And I don't mean really old, but really great actors as they get older tend to have less and less patience with young directors. And he really tortured Wes Anderson for a lot of them.
I got socks older than you, kid.
I've seen a bunch of his movies. The Firm, Poseidon Adventure. Yes, and obviously the Superman ones.
We have watched Enemy of the State.
Superman.
I'm sorry. Is no one going to bring up the tuba theme from Superman? If there was ever a time to do it.
Well, that was Ned Beatty's theme.
Oh, okay.
That was Ned Beatty's theme, Mr. Luthor.
Mr. Luthor. Mr. Luthor.
He was in Young Frankenstein.
Oh yeah, he was the blind guy.
Uncredited.
Cigars.
We've actually
Miss Tessmacher.
I was going to make espresso.
Oh, he was in The Replacements as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because apparently the reason he got the role in Young Frankenstein was Gene Wilder was just talking to him about this movie he was making. And Hackman goes, is there a role for me in that? I really want to start getting into comedy. So, Brooks was completely flabbergasted that he was willing to do this small role in the movie, but Hackman loved it.
That's awesome.
I mean, to me, he's always Coach Norman Dale from Hickory High School in Indiana.
I hated that.
Hoosiers.
Yeah, I want to see. I've never seen it before, and I keep wanting to see it. But I've never seen The French Connection, but I want to see it.
Oh, yeah.
So, the Hoosiers, the story, I mean, this is a true story. When I was coaching basketball the first time, Eric remembers this back in the day at Avonworth High School, we started the season 2-8, and I called the kids in, and I said, it was our practice before we had a game the next day. I go, come on, follow me. We went in the classroom. I ordered a bunch of pizzas. We watched Hoosiers, and I sent them home. And then the next day, we beat like the number one team in our section, and we ended up almost making the playoffs. We turned our season around, and it's such an inspirational movie. And every year I've watched it at least once, right around the beginning of basketball season. Even though I haven't coached in 10 years, I may watch it. I may watch it tonight, even though it's the end of basketball season.
I think Mike Pence likes this movie too.
There's no sexy men. Well, I guess maybe like Jimmy Chitwood a little bit.
All right,
That's
so
what
let's see.
you call
We have-
people from Iowa, isn't it? No, Indiana.
Indiana. Well, he's Indiana.
Yeah.
And I'll give my quick review of the Oscars. That's my review of the Oscars.
Are you talking about the actual Oscars themselves? You're talking about the television broadcasts?
No, no, Conan O'Brien was good. The winners are just whatever.
I loved when he was talking to. I've only seen clips. I didn't watch it, but when he was yelling at
Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler, and now Adam Sandler should have said, "Hey, I'm just dressed like the senator from Pennsylvania," because he was dressed like Fetterman. But then he walked up to Timothy Chalamet, which has become a running joke that his name sounds like an Adam Sandler voice.
Yeah, he did.
Tim's like, oh my God, hello.
Yeah, he did. He did give Amelia Perez a pretty hard time throughout the night. So
Good.
and they didn't
Screw
win.
that movie.
It didn't win anything. So I mean, it won for best song or whatever. But
It
It
won
won
Best
the-
Supporting Actress, didn't it?
And it did not deserve that. Pure definition of a career Oscar. I never thought I'd be saying this, but it should have been Ariana Grande.
That's what Pete Davidson said.
Yeah. How do you nominate a Revo for lead actress and Grande as supporting actress? That makes no sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Well, it's how they should have done a Mozart thing, an Amadeus thing, where they nominated both of them.
Exactly. That's how it should have gone, but that's nothing new.
well, that's why I said in chat. That's why I like the Golden Globes better because it's more. It's it's split up more to where more deserving people will not exactly win, but they have a better chance of at least winning because they split up, drama, they split up comedy.
And
It's
the
not
Golden
all-
Globes is the foreign press. It's not Hollywood itself, right?
Yeah, and you have a much
Much like
better chance
Hollywood.
of touching Brendan Fraser, apparently.
Well, I remember there was somebody was talking about how at least 2 voters that came out said the reason they didn't vote for Ralph Fiennes was because he's already won. He hasn't won. They have no idea what they're doing, these voters.
And then Adrian Brody won.
Yeah. He's 2 nominations, 2 wins. That's
that
a
was
record.
that was a bizarre acceptance speech.
Imagine
And
what was
also-
going through Cillian Murphy's head. He's like, "Oh, it's the guy who got an Oscar before I even started my freaking career." Well, here you go.
Also, Brody just needs a certain naming convention. You have the pianist and the brutalist. What's going to be next?
The brutal penis.
Wow.
I will recommend real quick.
The Harvey Weinstein story.
No, God no. The winner for best animated feature, Flow. It's on Max. You should watch it. It's really good.
I've seen parts of it, but my dog went wild, so I wasn't able to finish.
Yeah, there's no dialogue in the movie at all. 0 dialogue.
Yes.
I'm so sad the guy who played Trump in The Apprentice did not get an Oscar. Like, it's
He
totally.
got nominated,
Yeah. He should have.
and yet he got
right?
nominated for a Golden Globe for a totally different role.
Isn't that hilarious?
The Winter Soldier. I mean, that's not what he was nominated for, but that's who he is.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. He makes an appearance in the Captain America movie. Spoiler. Okay. On that note, let's get out of here.
All right.
Okay.
Anything we have to plug?
Do it.
That's what I call a smooth transition.
I want to talk for
Caryata,
15 minutes about how bad the Captain
If
America
it got
movie is.
edited like that,
Caryata on Saturday. We should be back. Rafi had his birthday weekend, so we canceled this week, but should be back on Saturday, and we may have an interesting car story to share.
Teaser of
and again, you may not.
otherwise they may not.
Yes.
All right. Well, everybody, have yourself a lovely week. Prepare here for Big China and Little Towns.
Okay.
Bright Lights, Big City.
Right, like Big City. Oh, that's a good one. Doc Hollywood. Check us out next week. We will be talking about movies, and we'll see you back here Monday night at 8. Dan, are you going to click the button?
I'm going to click the button. Bye, everybody.